The Brick Township Council to order. Madam Clerk?
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on June 25th, 2021. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper posted on public bulletin boards and the Township website.
Thank you. Roll call?
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Here.
Councilman Minikino.
Here.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Here.
Councilman Mumolo. Councilwoman Pontorero. Vice President Halloran.
Here.
President Crate.
Here.
Thank you.
This time we'll have a salute to the flag and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please accept and file all reports.
I will.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and second to approve the minutes of the October 26th meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
This time I'm going to call the mayor up to do some presentations.
Thank you, Council President. The Silver Award for Girl Scouts was created in 1980. The Silver Award is the highest award that a Girl Scout cadet can earn. A prerequisite is the candidate must complete a cadet journey, which means obtaining 2, 3, or 4 badges in one of 7 journeys: the Amaze, Breath, Media, Outdoor Journey, Think Like an Engineer, Think Like a Programmer, Think Like a Citizen Scientist. Then the candidate must identify an issue, explore the community, pick a project, develop that project, plan the project, do the project, and it must be at least 50 hours. And then after that, share the story and celebrate. So that last part, I'm sure she's already done, but we're going to do that again tonight. So I'd like to call up Emily Farrell, who's our first ever Silver Award here at the council meeting.
So my project was about releasing balloons. So when you release balloons, it harms the environment because it's polluting like the environment and mainly the ocean. From it going into the ocean, it kills off species and many animals. And so what I did is I tried to inform others and still trying to get this as a law, so people understand that like releasing balloons isn't just like no big deal, like, oh, it's fine, like, but it's not, because it will kill many animals in the big run, and millions of balloons have been released and killed many animals in the ocean. Thank you.
Created in 1911, Eagle Scout is the highest rank of the Scouts, BSA, which is formerly the Boy Scouts of America. Because it takes years of hard work, service, and determination to become an Eagle Scout, this prestigious milestone is recognized across the nation and the world. Prominent service personnel, astronauts, United States senators, and others count the Eagle Scout Award among their achievements. Becoming an Eagle Scout takes perseverance and hard work. Scouts have to earn all the ranks in order, starting with tenderfoot, which is soon to be a scout. Maybe it is a scout, you can tell me. The following is a list of the activities the scout will complete on their journey to Eagle Scout. Be active in the troop for at least 6 months as a life scout. Show dedication to Scout Oath and Scout Law 1. Provide references from family, work, church, and other community groups. earn 21 merit badges, serve a minimum of 6 months in a leadership position 2, propose, plan, and carry out an Eagle Service project, attend a Scoutmaster conference, and pass a board of review. Now, part of it's not to celebrate or share their story, but we're doing that tonight anyway. So first, I'd like Zach McCafferty to please come up and tell us a little bit about your Eagle Scout.
At Midstreams Elementary School, there's a teacher who passed away, Ms. Farah, and when I heard about her passing, I was deeply saddened. However, for my Eagle Scout project, I decided that I could find a way to commemorate her being at the school. So for my project at Midstreams Elementary School, I created a patio area and with some bushes, some benches, and most importantly, a plaque dedicated to this teacher who was a wonderful teacher. And it's very tragic.
And we have a second Eagle Scout recipient, Andrew Vella. Come on up.
Alright, so I did my project at the Bancroft Neuro Rehab Center in Brick. I chose this because my aunt is a resident at one of their places, and I thought it would be something nice to do. Because when I went there wasn't a lot of places to sit outside and enjoy nature when the weather was nice. So what I did was we poured concrete and made a little patio and put benches, and yeah, we just made a nice sitting area for them. That's it.
Thank you very much. It's great to have such inspiring young people in our town, and everybody did something for the outdoors, so I'm assuming these ideas came up in the summer, right?
Congratulations to all our winners. Thank you, and all our honorees. We are going to move on to our consent agenda. Madam Clerk?
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Thank you. Resolution 4-1.
Authorized budget appropriation transfers.
Ms. Bergen? I know, I'm sorry. I realized that
Okay.
was a surprise to you. I could tell.
This resolution authorizes budget appropriation transfers as needed for year end. These transfers do not increase our overall municipal budget in any way. We are moving unexpended funds from one account to the other.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Resolution 4-2.
Authorize acceptance of senior caregiver and senior outreach grants 2022.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the acceptance of the senior caregiver and senior outreach grants for fiscal year 2022. The Ocean County Office of Senior Services provides the Brick Township Senior Services Department with a grant in the amount of $39,080 from the Title 3E Senior Caregiver Grant and $135,574 from the Title B3 Senior Outreach Grant. These funds are used to offset the cost of providing services to Brick Township seniors.
Thank you. Resolution 4-3.
Authorize submission of NJDOT grant application Brick Industrial Park Project.
Council Vice President Halloran.
Thank you, Council President.
This resolution authorizes the submission of a New Jersey Department of Transportation Local Impact Freight Fund grant application. This program provides funds to the counties and municipalities who are committed to the advancement of freight projects and movement of large truck traffic that emphasize and enhance safety, renew aging infrastructure, promote economic development, and support new transportation opportunities. The township is applying for improvements to Industrial Parkway. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-4.
Authorize execution of shared service agreement with Ocean County Prosecutor's Office Drug Recognition Expert Call-Out Program.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the execution of a shared services agreement with the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office for the Drug Recognition Expert Call-Out Program, which is aimed at detecting and arresting impaired drivers throughout Ocean County. As part of this agreement, Brick Township agrees to provide manpower when needed for enforcement. The township receives a flat hourly rate reimbursement for the police officers assigned to this enforcement. Thank you.
Resolution 4-5.
Authorize receipt of bids Oregon Avenue Drainage Improvements Pipe Reconstruction.
Mayor?
This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for drainage improvements and pipe reconstruction on Oregon Avenue.
Thank you. Resolution 4-6.
Authorize award of bid purchase and delivery of 2 side-loading refuse collection vehicles.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the award of a bid to the purchase of and delivery of 2 side-loading refuse collection vehicles to Hunter, Jersey, Peterbilt, Clarksburg, in the amount of $639,936, including extended warranty. The vehicles are for the Department of Public Works and were funded in the 2021 capital budget. Notices were provided to 70 potential bidders and 7 requested bids packages. 1 was received from Hunter, Jersey, Peterbilt. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-7.
Authorize award of bid roadway resurfacing contract South Lake Drive, West Lake Drive, Beth Avenue, Kelly Avenue, Rose Avenue.
Mayor?
This is for a project to authorize the award of bid for roadway resurfacing to Earl Asphalt in Farmingdale in the amount of $416,000.
No. Never mind. Sorry, I apologize.
That's the high bid. I would have given it to the lowest, I think. I'm sorry, Earl Asphalt, $506,313.13. So the major work items to be completed under scope of this contract consist of roadway milling and resurfacing. Roadways included in the project are South Lake Drive, West Lake Drive, Beth Avenue, Kelly Avenue, and Rose Avenue. Bid notices were provided to 74 prospective bidders, and 7 picked up bid packages. There were 3 bids that were submitted, with Earl being the lowest responsible bidder at the $506,313.33, with the other 2 being $605,000, and then the highest being $592,000. So, thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-8.
Authorize award of bid mobile command unit reconfiguration.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes award of bid to Diversified Vehicle Services, Blackwood, New Jersey, in the amount of $250,000 for the reconfiguration of the Police Department's mobile command unit. Bid notices were provided to qualified bidders, and 4 picked up bid packages. 1 bid was received. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-9.
Confirm termination of contract for printing services with American Envelope.
This resolution confirms termination of the contract for printing services with American Envelope. The company has requested termination on the basis that they cannot supply the awarded items at the quoted costs. Resolutions 410, 411, and 412.
Approval of compensation for Brick Township Board of Fire Commissioners.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you. This resolution, this resolution approves the compensation as approved by the Brick Township Board of Fire Commissioner for Fires Districts 1, 2, and 3. This resolution is in accordance with the state law and requires municipal governing bodies to review and approve annual compensation proposed from members who serve on the Board of Fire Commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 413.
Authorized placement of tax liens for property cleanups.
This resolution authorizes the placement of tax liens for property cleanups at 6 Adams Drive, Block 1040, Lot 10, in the amount of $135.60, and 204 Winchester Drive, Block 902.26, Lot 16, in the amount of $135.60. Resolution 414, Madam Clerk.
414A is a performance bond release for CTO 791 Brick Boulevard LLC in Brick Boulevard in the amount of $47,028. 414B is a performance bond release for K&S Wall Properties LLC on Route 88 in the amount of $53,062.06. 414C is a temporary CO bond release for CTO 791 Brick Boulevard LLC on Brick Boulevard in the amount of $52,990.03. 414D is an inspection fund release for the Brick Medical Office Condominium Association on Jack Martin Boulevard in the amount of $427.57. 414E is an inspection fund release for Eagle Sound LLC on Maniloking Road in the amount of $292.28.
Thank you. Resolution 415. Ms. Bergen?
Thank you. 415A is 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 332, Lot 1, in the amount of $2,936.37. 415B is 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 369, Lot 1001, in the amount of $5,733.62. 415C is 100% DAV refund and cancel taxes for Block 870.05, Lot 97, in the amount of $190.74. 415D is exempt property, canceling taxes for Block 169, Lot 27, and 415E is exempt property, canceling taxes for Block 340, Lot 75. Oh, 415F is exempt property. Cancel taxes for Block 340, Lot 76. 415G, exempt property, cancel taxes for Block 548.03, Lot 1. And 415H, tax overpayments for 2021, there are 8. Block 1412.09, Lot 39, in the amount of $1,941.05. Block 252.16, Lot 13, in the amount of $5,523.61. Block 324.39, Lot 11, in the amount of $1,473.75. Block 701, Lot 9, in the amount of $1,622.40. Block 43.06, Lot 11, in the amount of $4,812.67. Block 1033.05, Lot 8, in the amount of $2,254.34. And Block 106.25, Lot 12, in the amount of $1,625.15. And Block 1421, Lot 24.02, in the amount of $2,254.70.
Thank you. Resolution 416.
Authorize installation of traffic control signage 1568 Route 88.
Mayor, did you want to speak on this one?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
All right, so, as we all probably know, there's a new Wawa that opened in town on Route 88 over by the, where the mobile home park used to be. So after the grand opening, during the hearings, it was brought up to the board, and then during the process, it was brought up to the DOT that it's going to be a lot of traffic because of people making lefts out of there onto 88, and then also people making lefts into the Wawa off of 88 because traffic's just going to get backed up. You can't pass on the right. So it still got passed. The DOT said they listened to the testimony, and there was testimony saying that everybody's going to use Jack Martin. So we tried that. I had a Facebook Live where it came up, and I said, everybody should make a left into Jack Martin and then a right into the Wawa lot, and all will be well. And the same thing coming out. Don't make a left onto 88. Come out onto Jack Martin, make your left, stop at the light, or go through the light, depending on if it's red or green, and make your left onto 88 that way. And there was a couple of different articles about it as well. But people are going to make the left where they're going to make the left at the driveway because it's not illegal. So the DOT reached out to us today, and they asked the council if they would pass a resolution to ban lefts going in and out of that off of Route 88, that they would put up signage that it is now illegal to make lefts. So that's what we're here for tonight with this added resolution to ban left-hand turns into the Wawa coming from 88, and also banning left turns out of the Wawa directly onto Route 88. And now everybody, will end up using the Jack Martin the way it was designed. So, thank you.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of our consent agenda. Can I get a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Closed council, open to public for questions on the resolutions only. Mr. Sluka?
John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. Just quickly, on number 6, purchase of delivery of 2 side-loading refuse collection vehicles or 2 side? Whoa.
2 is in plural.
Are there
Two.
2 vehicles?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I was wanting to say. Well, what's a, then I'm saying, well, I didn't know what a side-loaded vehicle was. I said, I definitely don't know what a 2-sided one was. So I said, it's 2, and then it's vehicles at the end. So let me just ask, and back to Mrs. Cole's point, when you do tax collection, could we at least mention the street these numbers are on? I don't feel like going around. I don't have to, but it's nice if we knew what street you were talking about. I don't know them by blocks.
You
know.
can always, yeah.
I
so
know, I
you
could always
can
go to some place,
well,
spend an hour and a half looking it up and
or
everything else.
just
Just tell me the
email
name
and-
of the street. How hard is it? To me, it takes, you do it on the other one, Performance Bond Release, Brick Boulevard. Good. Don't have to say what address, but it'd just be nicer, easier to understand. Okay, thank you.
Duly noted, thank you. Anyone else from public? Mr. Foster?
Sam Foster, 108 Chico Drive. Yeah, my sheet that just says side, it didn't say sides. I guess I got a corrected one.
Well, it's 2 side.
Oh, I missed
It loads from one side.
Purchase and delivery of 2 side loading refuse collection vehicles.
Yes.
No,
It's
I-
2 trucks that load from one side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a question about resolutions 10 to 12. Can you tell us how much the compensation is for the fire commissioners? What kind of a percent this is over the prior years? And we're talking salary, am I correct? Or is it added medical benefits? Or?
It's the compensation. So yes, Ms. Bergen, because this is part of the law.
We have the salaries that were sent over to us that were approved by the voters for this year, so I don't have comparisons of what it was in the past.
Okay.
So for Fire District number 1, it is $7,000 for each commissioner. For Fire District number 2, it is $7,000 for each commissioner. For Fire District number 3, it varies in that district, with the president at a $44,500 per year, vice president $5,000 per year, treasurer $19,500 per year, secretary $6,500 per year, and commissioner at large $6,500 per year.
Okay. And so, well, you can't tell me how much of a percent increase this is because you don't have the numbers from the other year. One other thing about this is the compensation, amount of compensation determined by the state. Does the state designate to you how much the raise is, or increase is supposed to be, or is that something negotiated by individual towns in the state?
This is
I'll tell
I
you,
think the vote, go ahead.
the compensation is established by the fire commissioners by adoption of a resolution. They're considered separate governmental entities, so they set their own compensation. And I'll tell you this hasn't happened before, but this year it's happening all over the state. There's a state law that's
Could you repeat that? We didn't hear that because the microphone. That's not me, is it?
Nope.
up until now, governing bodies around the state haven't approved these, but under the state law now, governing bodies have to approve it, which is why we don't have it for prior years, because we haven't reviewed it before. So it's here for approval of what the fire commissioners have established for their compensation as a separate governmental entity.
So the state of New Jersey is allowing them to set their own salaries?
The state of New Jersey requires them to set their own salaries.
Oh, boy, well,
Yes.
That's government for you.
Right,
but-
and the taxpayers elect those commissioners as well.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Mr. Finelli?
Vic Finelli, while we're still on that subject, I'm just curious, what is the difference between the three districts that two of them are $7,000 and one of them is $44,000?
Yeah, actually, when I saw this, I had the same question, so I called the attorney for the Board of Fire Commissioners, and she told me that the, for 1 and 2, they're each set at $7,000 per commissioner for Fire District 1 and 2. For 3, they're different. She said the reason they're different is the commissioners in Fire District 3 have not hired paid staff to do the work that's required in their fire district. 1 and 2 have. The commissioners do it themselves in Fire District number 3, and also the president, who gets $44,500, number 3, also gets included in that $44,500 is an extra $15,000, that $5,000 from each district for a shared service between the 3 of them for work that someone has to do, and that person has undertaken to do it.
So if I was to summarize what you said, based on that, all 3 fire districts are spending about the same amount of money, they're just spending it in a different place? Salary
That-
versus non-salaried? I mean, somebody getting 7,000 and somebody getting 7 times 7.
That was the explanation given to me. If you want more detail, I suggest you go to the fire commissioners, because they're the ones
Well,
that
I
establish
hope it's
it.
enough detail for you people to vote on whether you're gonna approve this or not.
Yep.
One other question. I know we do transfers every year, and I know budget's not an exact science, but one of these lit my eyes up. Could you explain why we needed to transfer $1 million into health insurance?
Sure, to the best of my ability. So we saw this trend starting earlier this year with COVID taking place for more than a year now. There were no elective surgeries for quite a long time. There were not a lot of healthcare costs hitting us last year. That's now kind of recovering and coming back as people are getting back to the doctor and doing some things that they put off during COVID. So we saw our healthcare costs were beginning to peak, and we started very early in the year looking at areas that we could cut some things that we had planned and trim and do more with less, so we would be prepared to have the money available to transfer, seeing where we were going with healthcare costs. We also had several employees and family members who were stricken with COVID and were very ill, and the hospitalizations and ongoing care have a significant cost to it. So COVID really did us a doozy with our healthcare costs.
Did we save $1 million last year?
We saved money last year. It was less expensive. So we saw that trend too, but we knew it would come back.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Ms. Call?
Nan Call, 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. And before I ask any question, I'm going to read a pertinent part of the Open Public Meetings Act that I have marked up, that the public has the legislature finds and declares that the right of the public to be present at all meetings of public bodies and to witness in full detail all phases of the deliberation, policy formation, and decision-making of public bodies is vital to the enhancement and proper functioning of the democratic process. That secrecy in public affairs undermines the faith of the public in the government and the public's effectiveness in fulfilling its role in the democratic society, and thereby declares it to be the public policy of this state to ensure the right of its citizens to have adequate advance notice of and the right to attend all meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting the public is discussed or acted upon in any way, except for circumstances that would otherwise, the public interest would be clearly endangered, or the personal privacy or guaranteed rights of individuals would be clearly in danger of unwarranted invasion. This legislature further declares it to be the public policy of this state to ensure that the aforesaid rights are implemented pursuant to the provisions of this act, so that no confusion, misconstructions, or misinterpretations may thwart the purposes thereof. The legislature further declares that it is the understanding and intention of the legislator that in order to be covered by the provisions of this act, the public body must be organized by law and be collectively empowered as a multi-member voting body to spend public funds or affect persons' rights, and therefore informal or purely advisory bodies with no effective authority are not covered. And it goes on from there. But I want to know, when did you meet and why were we not advised that you made your decisions about including these in the consent agenda, which means by default or de facto that you have decided to approve them, you found nothing to question or do? We had a right to be there. When did you hold it?
Do you have any questions about the agenda?
I said, when
Do you have any
did
questions about anything on the agenda?
Yeah.
What's the questions
But you
about what's
should-
on the agenda?
But you should answer my question first. How did you get to approve these for a consent agenda? Meaning you okayed everything, that you agreed you were going to vote yes on every one of them. Today is the caucus meeting as well as the public. The caucus portion, in some places and in the beginning here, was first a separate meeting a week before. Then it was,
Yes,
And
yes.
then
Do you
it
have
was-
I don't want you to run out of time, so if you
Oh,
have
you don't
questions
want
on,
to-
no,
excuse
I'm
me.
trying to help you. So if
I'm
you
the
have
public.
questions on the consent agenda,
I'm the
this is the
public.
time to ask those questions. And then we do
Yes.
have, as you know,
Yes.
public comment at the end when you
this
can
is
reiterate
not public
this.
comment. This is questioning you on the
On the
agenda
consent,
items.
yes,
How
what
did you
agenda item do you have a
decide?
question about?
Why you didn't have us at that meeting that you decided it? There is one item, I think it was the authorized of the bid to mobile command unit, that it was stated you had 3 bids. Who were the other 2?
No, there were 3 bidders picked up packages.
No,
One was
7.
returned.
The one I'm referring to may not be that because this is all marked up and I don't know. There was 74 sent out, 7 picked up, and 3 bids.
Yes, that was what I covered. I covered all 3. I said,
But I didn't hear you say the other 2.
you didn't?
Well,
I gotta find them
we
again.
can repeat them, that's fine.
Yeah, I said, I purposely do that because you've asked me to. Did you have the page?
Are you referring to the road resurfacing or the mobile command
I'm
unit?
referring to
Road,
the
I got it.
one that there was
It was
74.
$506,333.13. Then the next one was $592,062.05, and the third one was $605,966.10.
The name of the companies, because
Okay.
maybe we know something about them that you should know before you decide to do
Miko.
business.
Miko was the highest, and Black Rock Enterprises LLC was the middle guy.
And the lowest was?
Earl, that's who we awarded. That's
Earl is who you awarded it to? Okay,
well, if they vote that way.
okay. Also, Mr. Sluka did say, how about giving us addresses? I've said that before many times, and it's being done in other entities like the county, where the block and lot means nothing to us except if we want to know, we've got to do a lot of research for the information you're supposed to be giving us, you're supposed to be deliberating on in front of us. So I'm not even going to bother asking what the addresses are today. And the business with the traffic sign and Wawa, I think that we, the people, should have had a lot more information passed down to us, because we can't attend all these different meetings, planning board meetings, board of adjustment meetings. It's sufficient that we look to you to give us the information, and you are not abiding by the Open Meetings Act. And I've brought it out many, many times. I read it to you now. Let's see what you do.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Mr. Foster?
I'll make this quick. Just some following up on something Mr. Finelli was speaking about. Could you, why, this is a question, a general question, this might be more appropriate for public, so you can tell me if it is. Why do we need 3 fire commissioner districts? Because this is kind of like all the different, I think we've got like 560-something school districts in the state of New Jersey, and there's so much redundancy there that it would save us a lot of money if we were to consolidate them. Why do we need, is it required that we have 3 fire districts in town, or because, you know, this is talking about 80,000, about $100,000 worth of money there, and if it could be consolidated into having one, you know, why do we have 3 districts? Is it a requirement, or?
It's not a requirement. Those are separate governmental entities. We don't have the authority to simply eliminate them. That's not within our jurisdiction.
But it's coming out of the township budget, right?
No.
Well,
They
where's
have
the-
their
where's the
own
con-
budgets. They have their own elections. They are separate. It's like,
Oh,
the
yeah,
MUA.
yeah.
They're separate government entities.
You're right. I apologize. I'm getting a bit confused here. I do remember, because I shouldn't admit it, but I never voted in the fire commissioner elections, so I get mailings about them. One other question, I'm just going to make this quick, is there any, Chief Riccio is a fire commissioner, am I correct, in town? Is that the position he's lit?
No.
He's on the ballot for something dealing with the fire
Yeah, it
department.
depends on where you live. He
Oh,
might-
yeah,
but-
okay.
So Chief Riccio is a commissioner, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, okay. What district is he in, do you know? Is he in the 3rd one that has the president $44,000 a year? Is he in one or 2 or 3?
He's in
in
District 1.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
One final thing. Is there any conflict of interest with the township voting on this because he is also the police chief? Any kind of a conflict of interest or anything?
No.
No? Okay. All right, thank you.
Anyone else from public? Seeing none, close public. Roll call?
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are on to 417, computer bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid, and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $8,322,825.98.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Closed council, open to public for questions on the computer bill resolution. Seeing none, closed public. Roll call?
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Abstain, Teamsters, yes to the rest.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
418, manual bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid, and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $8,128.75.
Can I get a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Closed council, open to public on questions for the manual bill resolution only. Closed public, roll call?
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're into 5-1, ordinances on first reading.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 245-38A, captioned Retention and Detention Basins, Open Areas Design Standards.
Township Engineer Alyssa Cummins requested the council's consideration to amend Section 245-38, retention and detention basins, open areas, design standards, subsection A, which have been reviewed and approved by the Land Use Committee. The subsection modifies the township's responsibility for the maintenance of retention and detention bases to after the date that performance bonds have been released for the improvements to the area and a deed dedication to the land is executed and filed with the Office of the County Clerk. The ordinance will be heard by the Township Planning Board on December 8th before coming back before the council for a public hearing. Can I get a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Roll call.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes. 5-2.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 390 of the Township Code entitled Solid Waste so as to increase fees for garbage cans.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you. This ordinance amends the cost for the purchase of additional 35, 65, and 95-gallon sanitation recycling cans to reflect the cost increase for the township to purchase these cans. The council's Public Work Committee reviewed and approved the increases to ensure the township is offsetting the increase imposed by the manufacturer. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Roll call.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes. 5-3.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending the Township Code in Chapter 110 entitled Beaches and Waterfront Areas.
Council Vice President Halloran.
Thank you. The Recreation Committee has reviewed and approved amendments to the beach and waterfront area fee ordinance to include a range of seasonal beach badges of $30 to $50 per badge, update the range for daily badges to a range of $10 and $20, establish a range for seasonal parking tags of $30 to $50, and a range for daily parking of $10 to $20 per day. The ordinance also updates operating hours at the beach, outlines the cost for seniors and veteran badges, and removes any reference to the shuttle bus that no longer operates. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Roll call.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are on to public comment.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Thank you. Anyone for public? Mr. Sluka?
Okay, good evening again. John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. I'm going to read my letter. November 21st. Dear Mayor Ducey, Council President Crate, all Brick councilmen and councilwomen, concerned citizens of Brick, and the employees of Brick Township as well, and all us taxpayers. A few years ago at a council meeting, I mentioned how so often people like to bury their heads in the sand when it comes to controversial subject matters, and this is still true today. Ill effects of toxins can't be seen in local studies until many years later, when the detrimental impacts have harmed the citizens of the area. It has been over 10 years since the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners had expanded the Garden State Parkway in this area, and is now that we hear of more people with health issues. Many parents have moved away from the area, and it's hard to say that we are a family-friendly community. Just looking at the school system over the period, the school's population has drastically decreased from nearly 11,500 students to about 8,000, not counting the 500 students that are in preschool. People, young children have moved away from the high taxes, the ever-increasing pollution, and the accelerated crime situation here in Brick and in New Jersey. I guess we can wait 10 more years for people who develop lung and heart ailments and suffer through the poor health and early deaths, or we can be more proactive and judge our area by studies from states like New York, California, and Florida, or countries like Canada, China, and France. We can believe the bureaucrats and the political honchos who rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars for their cohorts, sympathizers, and allies at the expense of us citizens. Or we can just wait till more elderly just die off and young parents move their children to other areas, safer areas of the country. On the other hand, we can believe the thousands of studies from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, nurses groups, medical journals, American Lung Association, World Health Organizations, and thousands of other places here in America and around the world that are exposed to health impacts of noise and toxin perils from our major highways. I was just recently giving a study by an attendee at these meetings that came from Nina Kraus of the Wall Street Journal that expressed some of the impact of noise and pollution on our residents. In talking about the noise, Ms. Kraus states that according to the National Institute for Occupational Health, wherein it states that sound is demonstrably bad for any brain and devastating for the developing brain. Besides the noise health issues, there is toxins flowing off the Garden State Parkway. So I hope the council, the mayor, the workers of Brick are not waiting for more health issues concerning our children and our seniors to increase. What is needed around Evergreen Woods, Greenbrier, Briar Mill, Brick High School, Lanes Mill, Brentwood area, and even around Town Hall are vast replantings of brush and shrubs in the trees that were destroyed by the New Jersey Turnpike Authority that were on or near the Garden State Parkway, as well as a 14 or higher noise pollution and safety barrier to protect the health and well-being of our Brick residents. We need to save our children now. We need to save our seniors now. We actually need to save all our citizens now. Save us all now and act now. Thank you. John Sluka.
Thank you.
Yell back a minute 16.
Ooh, thank you. Mr. Foster.
Sam Foster, 108 Chico Drive, Brick. I have a suggestion, and people might laugh about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Cryptocurrency is very hot right now, and all things have their bust too. I remember the 90s tech bubble bust. We have a buy and brick program right now, which encourages people to shop in stores in Brick. But that, from what I understand, I don't know too much about it, but I just know that it has you get discounted on your property taxes. Now, can Brick, since we have everybody here, something to toss out, just an idea for you, is there any way to Brick can look into having our own cryptocurrency? And like I said, I know people might laugh about this, but I know I was reading about how in some towns in the United States they have their own currency. I'm talking about, currency that's only good in their towns. Now, this is my idea. Since the Buy and Brick program only entices people, it really only affects people that are residents of Brick, is the property tax discount that we get. But if we were to have something like a cryptocurrency program where people could buy it and then get a discount if you use that cryptocurrency in Brick, then is there any way that the town, or is that too big of a project? I mean, just about everybody now is coming out with cryptocurrency, but it's something just to suggest. Like I said, I know I'm going to get laughed at by some people when I meet them on the streets. They do comment about my comments during meetings, but it is a hot thing, and if we could make money and alleviate our tax burden, it's it's something that, we have the business administrator here. She's an expert in finances and a township attorney, and just something for you to discuss and maybe bring it up in the future, because, we have a good town here. We want to keep it that way, and, I think you've all done a good job over the years of keeping the town good. I have no problem with my garbage pickup, snow removal. I know I'm lucky, but I know that they pre-position the equipment there in ShopRite, so I'm lucky that way. But, Mayor, you've done a great job with bringing in stores. Mayor, you've done a great job bringing in stores in town. Trader Joe's, I love it. Liddell's, I'm practically there every day. And I'm looking for Corrado's opening up. And because
We are too.
Yeah, I can't find good tiramisu or pasta fagioli anywhere, so I'm looking forward to it. And just something for you to discuss, see if it's doable, because, like I said, it's, I don't know how, like Elon Musk has this Dogecoin or something, I think. I don't know how, if the creators of it, I know Bitcoin, I'm not going to get too complicated, but I used to, when it first came in, I thought about mining it, but my computer was junk and just couldn't do it. Could barely handle Windows XP. But if the issuer of the cryptocurrency keeps a stake in it, so when it goes up in value, then we would make a profit. But again, that's something that I know years ago when we had Mayor Cropos and the council tried to buy the Ocean Ice Palace. Now it's controversial because a lot of citizens in town didn't want the township to be involved in a business orientation. But cryptocurrency seems like pretty easy to create, and just something to discuss. I'm just trying to, something for you to think about. It could, I don't know how to, how to go about doing it. I don't know that much about it, but just something to toss out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Ms. Call?
Nan Call, 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. This is public comments,
Yes.
which means it doesn't have to be on any particular agenda item,
Correct.
and it is my comments.
Correct.
Opinions,
Whatever you'd like.
etc. And I want to address the subject that was addressed at the last meeting about invisible disabilities. I qualify and have now for more than a year. This is the height I can reach my arm up to. One of the definitions of being disabled is that you're not able to carry out your daily functions or activities. I live alone, and I cannot reach the arm behind me, raise it up. It's a big problem to even try to brush my hair. I can do that, but I can't really do the job I would want to do. Not that I've ever been a fashionista or that vain about my appearance. So that's one thing, that I have a hidden disability, but nobody cared about hearing about my problems. They didn't want to hear about my son, who in September 1992 had a spinal cord injury out in Aspen, Colorado, and he lives in Boulder, and it was my dream to have him come and live with us, or even turn my home over to him after my husband, after we moved in. I had the house adapted so that he could go into the wheelchair. He's mid-chest paralyzed, and since then he has had to have his right leg amputated below the knee. He lives alone, and now he's going to have to vacate his premises. But I can't have him move into my house because over the years this board, this mayor, this council has not been receptive to any of the problems. Mr. Sluka has told you what we want. And what I wanted was for Brian to come. And now he's under the gun. And I can't have him move in because I had severe problems, which I brought to the attention of the township, the tax bureau, and had 1 year that I followed through and got a discount on my taxes because my basement was being compromised. Well, I think most of the town almost knows that I just spent $25,000 to correct what the township should have. Alyssa Cummins looked into this. She assigned Ken Schaefer, and he came to my house in the October 2005 time frame, talked to me, and he sent a letter to Alyssa. Alyssa sent a letter to the then business administrator, Scott McFadden, explaining that they had been talking to me and had a plan to divert the soggy water that collects. I call it the 3 swimming pools of Greenbrier 2 that are on my common ground. Not my responsibility. But I've said to them, and about Nutsedge, who's going to tell that water not to come up against my building? And I have a basement. It's one of the rare ones. Nothing was done. 5 months I came here and asked Scott Pizarris, who is the acting business administrator for those months, about the report from Melissa that I never received and should have. And he put me off, and then at the end, I was told that I would have the report, and I got it. Scott McFadden came back for a grand finale the day before he went to be the president of the subsidiary of, what is it, Burrsville? Or, no, I can't think of the name of the company that did the engineering for us at that time. And said, he gave me a report, handed it to me, from where Miss Crate is sitting. It said nothing like what I had seen and knew Miss Cummins had forwarded to him. And he went on to go to the engineering company that is now defunct, that had been here for years, and he went on to be charged with making illegal finance contributions to the Democratic Party. And I don't know what happened to him. I know what happened to his team leader, Joe Scarpelli. And I find that this council, this mayor, is not being at all responsive to the citizens. They are not allowing us to fulfill our duty to bring our problems to you, and I'd like to know, will somebody please set up some type of a website that maybe we can put them there and get them out to the entire town? And I will say in closing that I wish everybody, not just those who wish me well, have a happy Thanksgiving. Mine will be marred by the fact that my oldest child, my firstborn, who's in such dire straits, will not be able to share it with myself, his brother, and his brother's beautiful bride, and their 2 children. Sorry, you're not at all helping us.
Sorry. Sir?
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor Ducey, administration, and our esteemed council. Over the summer, our community was mired in the illegal and willful illegal activity at the hands of Lakewood developer David Gluck. From May through September, the illegal school activity affected the quality of life of our residents. From June through September, the illegal dorm at 91 Hendrickson disrupted the quality of life of the surrounding neighborhood. David Gluck, the responsible party, should be finally be held accountable, so he and others who conduct this type of illegal activity understand that it's not okay in Brick. Whether it be in Van Zyl, Princeton Ave, or Winding River, or any other of our great neighborhoods, now or in the future. I am asking that you instruct the Brick attorneys, both the municipal court and Superior Court, to fight on behalf of the community and its taxpayers that were wronged. A fair estimation of the fines using the up to $2,000 per day number, Mr. Vice President, is what I'm going to use right now. 200 Van Zyl, August 11th, the notice of violation goes out. They were there up till September 15th that I saw. So essentially 30 days. Using the 0-2000 rule, I'm looking at $60,000. 91 Hendrickson, August 26th, notice of violation goes out. They're there till September 15th. That's 21 days. Using the $0-2000, that's $42,000 in totality. So I'm looking at $100,000. So the residents demand reparations for our lost summer due to the illegal school and dorm. So I ask, what will the town do with this potential $100,000 in its coffers? Buy a police car? Fix a park?
Well, first of all, there's not $100,000 in coffers. I can
I'm
give you-
using the big number, I know it's potential, but
The-
what can we use with the money if and when we get it?
The case is pending in front of municipal court.
Correct.
That decision on whether there'll be fines and how much there'll be is up to the municipal judge. Case is being prosecuted by our Brick municipal prosecutor, and the judge will determine the amount. That amount is paid, if there is a fine, the fine is paid if it is for violation of an ordinance, a municipal ordinance, which I think is what the charge is. It would go into municipal court, and the use of that is governed by state law. Our finances are governed by state law. That's what we can use it for. Some of it will probably be used for court purposes, some of it may be used for other purposes, but it doesn't get earmarked for any specific cause.
Okay, I'm just asking that you fight hard for it. We endured a lot over the summer, and this community deserves it, whatever we get, and I understand it's $0 to $2,000. December 20, the zoning board, what is the capacity of the auditorium at Civic Plaza, and are there social distancing requirements that would limit participation?
I don't have the capacity off the top of my head, but it is our largest venue, so
So it's
that's.
500 something?
It's most likely a little bit slighter, more than that, but it's a good number. It's the largest venue we have available to us, and it'll be the same policy that we have here at Town Hall in terms of social distancing. We encourage it, but we don't mandate it. We're not gonna be setting up chairs 6 feet apart. And
Good.
we require people that are vaccinated, don't have to wear a mask, but if you're not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask.
Okay. And are we the only item on the agenda that evening?
No, there is one other item that will be held first. The meeting time has been changed to 6 PM to accommodate that brief matter.
Okay. Also, there was an uptick in canvassing in person, especially today, in the greater Van Zyl area. Are we still under a pandemic order for in-person contact?
No, that's been lifted.
That's been lifted. When
That
was that lifted?
executive order was lifted.
Okay, when was that done?
Lynette, I don't know if you recall, but it was some time ago. I would say
Yeah.
2 or 3 months ago.
Okay. Oh, it was okay,
Yeah.
but do they still need to have a permit if they're canvassing?
They do.
Okay, so I just want to make sure, so we could still call.
And also you have the ability through our township clerk's office to get a no-knock sticker.
Okay,
And if you have that placard on your door, they can ring your doorbell,
gotcha.
even if they have the permit.
Even if they have, the permit, okay. And we still call the police non-emergency number?
Correct.
732-262-1100?
Yes.
Okay. So happy Thanksgiving to all, respectfully, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Mr. Finelli?
Can we ask questions on the first ordinances?
Oh, you can ask, but there's no public comment, we're not gonna comment on it.
You want to
You
answer
can
my questions?
talk about them.
Okay, well, maybe you can answer
Their
them at
first
the next
reading,
meeting.
so
I'll
yep.
ask. Just on the garbage cans, as it reads and as you stated, it's for additional cans. Does that also apply to replacement cans, or is that just if somebody wants a second one? My garbage can is 25 years old, so if I want to replace it, do I have to do the fee, or that, it's just for somebody wants to?
Yeah, that hasn't changed. If you want a new garbage can, you purchase it. You purchase it, yes, you would have to purchase it. And that doesn't have to do with the ordinance. That's just what it is. Yeah, there's no free cans, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Even if I'm sure you take great care of your garbage can, though.
Get what? I didn't hear what you said.
We said you'd have to pay for it. Nobody said anything. I was the only talking.
No. You mentioned the term replacement. I was just asking, which a replacement, you kept saying, you said additional, and this says additional.
So-
When additional to me means I have one can, I want a second one.
I can
have to
explain
pay
it.
for
I can explain it.
Okay.
So when before we were here, but every residence in Brick got a can. So if you're going to replace that can, that's where residents pay for the cans, because it's replacing. So, for example, there's new houses that are still being built. There's a cul-de-sac or street off of, there are a couple different ones. When those new houses are built, they don't have to pay for a can because it's their first can. They weren't here 25 years ago when they got it. So it's replacing any can where somebody already got a free one. That residence has had the free one for many years. Yes.
And the other, the beach, the whole beach thing, I myself don't understand how you charge a range. I'm gonna go get a parking permit that was $30, now it's $30 to $50. What do I pay?
You,
Who decides what the range is?
Somebody say? So the new fee will be the bottom part of that range. So if you're parking, it would be 30. We created the range so that if the prices need to go up, it doesn't constantly you don't constantly have to be opening the ordinance again and again and
Okay.
again.
My last question about all these increases in the beach and changing the hours and everything else. I thought in the past that the beach, everything to do with the beaches, and I agree with the people that use the beaches should pay for them. I hope we're not trying to turn the beaches into a profit thing where you actually make a profit off them, because what I'm looking at is we're recreation people decided to raise the fees, but if you go back to question item 1 on the agenda, when you were getting your $1 million, there was $40,000 available from beach salaries there, which my way of thinking is, okay, you guys had an extra $40,000 this year to donate to the health insurance problem. Why are you raising the fees? Why do you need more money if you had a surplus of $40,000 last year?
Because you can't count on that every year. The beach operation is highly weather dependent, so you can't count on a surplus every year. But to answer your initial question, Mr. Finelli, we are not looking to turn the beach into a profit center. It's really to cover expenses, and under state law, any revenue collected from the beach has to be applied to beach expenses.
Okay.
So even if we wanted to turn it into a profit center, we couldn't.
So you're forecasting bad weather next year?
No,
I'm not being
you plan for good weather. But when there's bad weather, yes, there might be a surplus, but you can't count on that every year.
Okay, but let's go on history. This past year, you had a surplus. Now you're saying we gotta raise the prices because we might not have the good weather. Why don't you raise the prices when you need the money versus being able to donate $40,000 of beach fees to the insurance problem?
Because none of us have a crystal ball. You have to plan for the worst case scenario. Because if we don't budget enough, we can't transfer in August, and then how would we pay the lifeguards?
You can transfer though,
No, you can't do it in August. November's the only time you can do it. So if you're a lifeguard, and do you want to wait until November for your paycheck?
I'm guessing no.
$40,000 is a lot of beach salaries to have excess. You know, it's like having a reserve fund.
When you have
right?
75 guards,
It's like having a reserve fund, right? You hold a reserve fund for whatever thing it is, like you're doing with this, right? So you got the money in reserve. But that's taxpayers' money. That's our money that you got sitting somewhere that we don't get to use or get interest on or everything else. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's nice to say you got to have it, but you know, you had $40,000 extra at least. I don't know what it is, but you know, you're raising everything. It's the people of Brick. You know, it's just one more. Everything else is going up. Everything you can imagine is going up, and it's one more thing that you're raising also. And you're giving them a lot of leeway. We're not talking about 5% or 10%. You're talking about $30 to $30 to $50. That's a hell of an increase.
but it's not. It's $30 is going to be the price next year. The range is in case in subsequent years when none of us are here, the fees can be raised as needed without having to do a new ordinance.
All right, then I misread this whole thing. So what you're saying right now, if the parking fee is $30,
Parking
all you're voting on right now is next year the fee is still gonna be $30, but they can raise it up to 50 whenever they need to,
Yes.
Exactly.
which could be in 2023.
It could be.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody got their high-priced turkeys.
Anyone else from public? Seeing none, close public, and we are on to council comments. Ms. Bergen?
None for me, thank you.
Mayor?
Thank you. Just want to thank, I know there was a number of residents that called the DOT, but also thank the DOT for being flexible and reversing their decision with regards to allowing those lefts in and out of Wawa. I also want to thank the council for voting for that resolution. The DOT would not do it without the council's votes, and I had no idea if that was going to go the right way or not, but thank you. And also wanted two other announcements from the state of New Jersey that we just got the letters on November 15th. We received 2 Green Acres grants. One was $1,102,536 that goes towards our reimbursement for the funds we have expended on Bayside Park, as well as Bernie Cook Park, and then also another $712,500 for the future redevelopment project over at Mallard Point Park. So to get $1.8 million worth of Green Acres grants through the Garden State Preservation Trust is a great accomplishment. So that's big dollars. I just want to thank the DEP, State of New Jersey, Green Acres, for that help with redoing our parks. As we all know, we all enjoy our parks. The next park to be done is Cedar Bridge Manor Park, which will not starting until 2022 because the DEP, not so helpful in this case, made us do an exploration of the grounds of the park to make sure there was no artifacts. Yeah, all right. An exploration, archaeological, sure. And not very helpful because it delayed. We were supposed to be building it all winter, and unfortunately have delayed. So no thanks to them for that. But $1.8 million they got for our parks. So it's always a give and take with the state. I got questions a few times over the last 6 weeks or so of why would you have a friendly relationship with the state? And it's like, well, as a mayor, you kind of have to, no matter what mayor, what town you're mayor of. If you don't, all these grant and funding opportunities just go right out the window. So a majority of people understand that, but some people were confused that they thought I should, never speak with the governor again and things like that. That would really put a downtrend on our town. And luckily, I don't have the same attitude. It didn't matter if it was Chris Christie, he was great to work with, or if it's Phil Murphy. Either way, and their staff. So, thank you. That's all I have. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thanks. Mr. Starkey?
Nothing for me tonight, thank you.
Nothing, thank you.
Madam Secretary? Councilwoman Zapsik?
Thank you, Council President. I am very proud and happy to congratulate our EMT, Paul Whitman, who was selected as the 2021 EMT of the Year for Brick Township EMS. Paul began his career in 2012 as a part-time EMT and was promoted to full-time in July 2013. Since then, Paul has been involved in many roles within the EMS division. He currently serves as the field training officer, a special operations squad leader, a technical rescue team member, and is the tactical EMS team leader. His contributions to our program over his career, especially in 2021, are significant, from the smallest gesture all the way to taking on leadership roles within the ranks. Paul has been cited multiple times over his career for the Life-Saving and Unit Awards. On Saturday, November 20th, Paul was presented with a plaque by Police Chief Riccio and EMS Director Botts, as well as the Chief Certificate Award for his effort in 2021. Please join me in congratulating Paul Whitman, Brick Police EMS of the Year 2021, and wish everyone a happy and joyous Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Menachino?
Thank you. First, I want to congratulate Emily, Zach, and Andrew for their accomplishment with their Eagle Scouts, and I forgot what you call the Girl Scouts Award.
Silver.
Thank you.
Silver.
And I want to remind everybody that there's the new law coming out for plastic pollution reduction law. I believe November 4th, which was 3 weeks ago, plastic straws are unavailable except upon request. So if you go to a restaurant, you can request a plastic straw, but otherwise they're banned. There's new changes coming down that are effect May of 2022, plastic bags, single-use plastic bags. There's exemptions to that, uncooked poultry, meats, fish, loose items including nuts, vegetables, coffee, candy, greeting cards, sliced foods including deli items, dry cleaning bags, newspaper bags, bags provided by your pharmacy for drug prescriptions. So again, those are bags you want to save now if you're going to save a bag. But the bags that you should be using and we should get accustomed to using now. I went food shopping this morning, and I live alone, so it wasn't hard. But when I went food shopping, I did see a lot of people using these bags, the same type of bags you get at the farmer's market. So if you went to the farmer's market this summer and you got one every time you went, you have a dozen bags. So really, they're sturdy, they're reusable. So we should get accustomed to doing that anyway. You know, the environment thanks you for that. Tree huggers, thank you for that. But again, we should do it. And as of May of 2022, the bags are going to be banned. So we should just get prepared to do it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeYoung.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Council Vice President Halloran.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations to the three scouts, Emily, Zach, and Andrew. Great job and great accomplishment. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Please be safe. We're all traveling, not everybody, but many of us are traveling. I know I am, and I hope you pay attention to the traffic and don't have any mishaps. So please be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to talk a little off topic from Thanksgiving. I had the opportunity this past week to meet with two women who have opened a new chapter of what it's called New Jersey Angels. And they are a group that is working or is going to be working with foster families here in New Jersey. And specifically, they're looking for Ocean and Monmouth County. This is actually a national, the Angels group is actually national, and they work in different states. This is one of the first New Jersey chapters, so they're just kind of getting it off the ground. So I just wanted to share a few things with you about foster care and then what they do. So a few statistics: 50% of foster homes will close within the first year, and half of foster youth only half of foster youth will graduate from high school. 3% of former foster youth will graduate from college. That's it. It's a pretty low percentage. And 1 in 5 former foster youth will be homeless by age 18. So they're looking for their help, for your help. There are over 400,000 children and youth in foster care in the United States who are faced with the challenges that I just spoke about. New Jersey's Angels' dream is to radically transform the way children, youth, and families experience care. And they will not stop until each one is surrounded by a supportive community steered away from negative outcomes and are empowered to succeed. So one of the things that they work on is placement stability. They want to wrap the community around the entire foster family, both the caregivers and the children. They want the children to feel a sense of belonging, they want them to feel safe, valued, and they want the caregivers to feel equipped and supported to continue fostering. A lot of times foster families get into it and then they struggle and then they have to stop fostering, and that's really to the detriment of the child and to the house, because that's why foster children are moved from home to home to home. They want to provide educational support to caregivers and to children, and if they do that, the children are most likely to stay in their placement longer and not fall behind on their education, because every time they have to move to a new home, they move to a new school district, they move to a new teacher, they move to new friends, and that really holds them back when it comes to their education. And they're also helping with children's life skills. They provide mentors, and they try to build healthy relationships with those children and with the families and give them the resources they need to learn important life skills, complete their education, secure jobs, and find a place to live and build a life for themselves once they're aged out of foster care. So if anyone is interested in helping the New Jersey Angels get their chapter here in Ocean and Monmouth County off the ground, they're located in Jackson. The phone number is 732-702-1527, and you can also email them at info@newjerseyangels.org, or you can visit their website, newjerseyangels.org. And they have a lot of good ideas. If you're not ready to mentor or do something that, get that close to a family or that involved, and you just want to kind of get your feet wet, they have other opportunities, including love boxes, where you work with a family to provide a box of different things that that family needs and the child needs each month. And that gives you an opportunity to connect with that family once a month and provide them with things that they might need. So hopefully anyone listening, this might pique your interest, and at least go visit the website. I know that they're really interested in launching this in Ocean and Monmouth County. So having said that, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Our next meeting will be held on Tuesday, December 14th at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this meeting is adjourned. Have a nice Thanksgiving.